Well, hasn't this been quite a journey? Hey everyone, welcome back for another video today. Today we're going to be talking about Wonderfest 2022. This was the event that happened last weekend, I believe it was last Sunday, which basically every year showcases new figures, new arrivals, new things, pretty much every single year. But this year, there was a lot of trouble. There were quite a few problems, so we're going to talk about that a lot today. Now, for those of you that don't know what Wonderfest is, I do recommend to go and check out my 2020 video on Wonderfest when we visited a couple of years back. It was good fun. It was at the beginning of COVID, very interesting. But basically, Wonderfest is a figure festival, and it shows off a lot of new figures that are coming out, a lot of figures that have already released, and also it introduces something called garage kits. And a garage kit is simply for an enthusiast, someone who wants to make their own kits, make their own kind of like figures, and sell them off with little pieces so you can put them together yourself. I do have one from a couple years ago. Let me get it because I still haven't put it together. So let me quickly find that. So this is a garage kit. Very simply what it is, it's people who have basically printed their own kind of figure, their own kits. You can see it's all white inside and we have stickers and things to put on it. And this is an illustration of what it's going to end up looking like once you've painted it yourself. They're super cool. They're very, very custom made. I mean, awesome, really, really nice. But that's basically what a garage kit is, and this festival, it allows people to go and sell kits that they've made themselves based off of famous characters or even characters that they design themselves, like that one. So yeah, they're pretty pricey, but that's a different story. Now, we went to Wonderfest 2 years ago, back in February 2020, and that was at the beginning of COVID for Japan. We hadn't really known what the coronavirus was or how it was going to impact anything. So they were being overly safe and overly secure, masks, people just keeping distance and the whatnot. And it was good fun. There were a lot of people. You could probably see on the screen, I'm hoping I put video up for this. You could probably see that like there's a ton of people here, there's a ton of expos, there's a lot of cool stuff. However, since then, as is much of the case with things in the pandemic, Wonderfest has had quite a few challenges. Back in 2021, the whole event was basically held online, so people would just watch kind of videos of it. But they thought for 2022, because cases at the time were actually extremely low, maybe 1,000 cases in all of Japan in one day, like that was really, really low. They thought, why not? Let's put it back face to face. We can do it in person, it'll be cool. Well, fast forward to January, well, I guess in this case, rewind to January, and the number of cases of COVID skyrocketed in Japan. It's about 100,000 cases a day, which for Japan is huge. The cases before this were really, really low, but Omicron's having its fun, so yeah, it's been pretty tough. Well, you can probably see where this is going. Well, because of the number of cases, a lot of dealers cancelled. And not just the garage dealers, some of the big names actually cancelled too, which meant there was a lot of empty space. So as you can probably see on the screen, there were just open spaces, and that's crazy to think. They spent all that money trying to get that all ready, and there's just nothing. I mean, it was kind of sad. Now, thankfully, and also kind of unfortunately too, my work has got really, really busy again, which means that I didn't have a chance to go to Tokyo to this year's event, but they did show it online. And in a 6-hour video, I think they had about probably 2 hours of content kind of spliced up. So a lot of the stuff that I'm probably using in this video is from that video. So you can see what it was actually like this year. So that's basically what happened. A lot of people cancelled, it was a bit of a problem, but there were still people there. So what was announced this year and what was shown off at Wonderfest 2022? Well, let's take a look. So as you can see in that video, there was this really, really cool Sonic and Shadow figure. That looked awesome, and I'm hoping that when it's coloured and when it's actually finalised, it's going to look beautiful. I might even have to get that myself. It looks super, super stunning. There were also these ReZero China figures that I think Sega produced, and I'll be really honest, I'm not a big fan of them. When I was in the game center the other day, I was looking in Sega. I took a really quick video just to show you what this looks like. It's really cheap looking. So, yeah, not my cup of tea. I'm not a big fan of it, honestly, but they're there, so there you go. As you would assume, there were an absolute ton of Miku figures, so as you can see on the screen, there's just lots of different ones, so probably this year we're going to get quite a few of those, I'm pretty sure, or next year whenever they're released. There are also quite a few Kimetsu no Yaiba figures, and some of them look awesome. I think Shibuya Scramble are doing 1 or 2 figures this year, which look really, really nice. And talking of Shibuya Scramble, they always outdo themselves. You probably remember that Oni Rem Demon figure. This was the one that we opened up on the channel. This is the Oni Demon Rem. This is beautiful, and they just make fantastic figures. And I'm going to put this back before I drop it, so 1 second. And my favourite figure that I saw from them this year was the beautiful Saber figure. It looks so pretty. Fate Stay Night was one of my favourite animes growing up, and I have to get that figure. It looks so beautiful, so I'm really, really excited for that. But you can also see there's this really nice Asuna figure. There's also a really beautiful Alice figure from Sword Art Online. There's a beautiful Miku figure. There's always beautiful Miku figures. There's loads every year, right? And these really, really pretty Rem Ram and Emilia Celebration figures. So I'm not sure when those come out. I think the pre-order may have already started for those, but yeah. There were a lot of stuff shown off. It was really, really cool. And then finally, the cosplay. There were some cosplayers there. From what I read online, I think only about 30% of the average number of people attended. So it was a pretty low turnout, unfortunately. But there were some cosplayers, so we'll just take a very quick look at some of the people that they interviewed on the YouTube channel. So there you go, there it is, there. So that was the Winter Wonderfest 2022, and it's a shame that the COVID situation in Japan is not so good right now. But there is high hopes that later on this year, if they have another event, which I believe they do have 2 events every year, we can go, we can get some video, we can actually experience it. So fingers crossed, that goes ahead. I'm hoping that things return to normal later on. I am also hoping that we can go to Comic-Con this summer and hopefully this winter too. So fingers crossed again, oh, love this. Fingers crossed again that we can also go to that event in the future. So that's everything from me, but guys, I want to ask, what was your favourite figure from Wonderfest this year? If you want to let me know, please comment below. I'd love to hear any comments from you guys, because there was a lot of cool stuff. So, love you all. I will see you all in another video coming soon, and stay safe. Pretty scary times, but fingers crossed that we're kind of coming out the other side soon. So, bye-bye!